I just want to read you something. This fucking happened at our festival last year, and I'm really fucking sorry this happened. I'm going to read this out. I feel fucking angry, I feel fucking sick, and I'm looking forward to seeing that cunt on the street. I'm sorry this is going to be a super long message. I read Harley's post, and I was super shocked. I didn't tell anyone about my experience with him. This guy's name is Jack, and he created a festival in Thailand. He's trying to sort of pose as us, and we have no affiliation with him. And he frequents potlucks in Australia. His name's Jack, and he's on Instagram. I think a lot of you know who I'm talking about. I read Harley's post last night, and I was super shocked. I didn't tell anyone about my experience with Jack, and I wasn't really planning to share it with anyone because I thought that's why. Sorry to interrupt, but this is why fucking these cunts, they're sexual fucking predators, just like I fucking said. And all you cunts that said I'm wrong, you know I'm fucking right now. Sexual predators, someone who seeks out someone they know they can exploit. This is not the first time this has ever fucking happened. This is an ongoing thing. They suss people out like, yep, she's weak, she won't say nothing. I'm gonna fucking try and dominate her, intimidate her. That's a sexual predator, and I fucking hate those cunts, especially when they come into our community and take advantage of our kindness and mistake that for weakness. You fucking dirtbag, scumbag cunt. I thought no one would really believe me since I thought everyone liked him. And also, this guy's pretty charismatic. He's a fucking cunt. And also because I was kind of embarrassed at myself. You don't need to be embarrassed, mate. You know. Because I think I handled the situation very poorly, and because I kind of wanted to forget the whole thing. I told my such and such last night after seeing the post because I was just so shocked to find out it wasn't only me. And you've heard from it a little anyways. I always knew Jack as such and such's friend. He was super friendly and funny when I met him at the Thai Fruit Fest. Just as an example, girls, just because someone's friendly and funny and charismatic and is like, hey girl, what's happening? Yeah, wow. Doesn't mean fucking shit. Alright? It doesn't mean shit. It's a good sign of someone you've got to just pay attention to, like fucking, what's his name, Ted Bundy? There were times that I thought he was a little weird because he would tell me to come to his room after we all had dinner at night. He also told me to take a shower in his room when I slipped on my bike and got into a little accident on my last day in Chiang Mai. I remember that day. Which now I think of, it is pretty weird. So this girl's crashed a bike. I was there like a few minutes later. She's a bit in shock and like, just take it easy on the way down. It's raining, it's slippery. She had a crash. And now this sexual predator motherfucker is trying to take advantage of her. And this girl comes from a culture where they're sort of quiet and like, you know, don't rock the boat. And this person knew that, and they took advantage of that. They're going to fucking take advantage of you, mate. Which now, I think of it is pretty weird. I didn't go to his room, nor did I take a shower in his room. Smart. But I kept telling myself that he's not creepy and that he's not just being friendly because a lot of girls were going in and out of his room, and I thought he was just being friendly to all of us. After going back to home, I went to Bali to do a yoga training course. This Jack guy has a retreat in Bali. He has a retreat in Bali, and I've contacted a few people in Bali. They know about what's going on now. And he told me that we should meet up and hang for a few days. He told me to come a week before the yoga retreat so we could hang out in Bali, but I made up excuses and told him I couldn't go. At this point, I didn't hate him or anything. I just didn't want to feel like spending a whole week with someone I didn't really know. Anyways, I arrived in Bali a day before my retreat started because of the flights, so we decided to meet up and have dinner at a vegan cafe. I needed a place to stay for a night, and he said we should share a room together, but I told him I couldn't, and I got a room in the same hotel where he was staying just for that night. On our way to dinner, he was being really mean to the locals when the locals were just talking to me on the street, just saying hello. That's when I kind of started getting a little scared because I had never seen him so angry. I only knew the very friendly side of him from the internet, so I remember feeling very uncomfortable. After being super arrogant to the locals, he held my hand and I immediately let go, and he got super pissed at me for doing that. He started acting a little mean to me after that. He was also being really, really arrogant to the waiter, and he started complaining about his food being overcooked, and he even forced them to give him a discount at the end. I felt really embarrassed being around him, but also really scared, and I just kept telling myself to put a smile on my face and pretend nothing was wrong, so that he wouldn't get angry, and that's so that I could just leave the next day and never have to see him again. until he comes back to our fucking festival to do this again to other girls. On our way back to the cafe, to the hotel, he kept saying he was going to come to my room, and I remember telling him I was super tired and that I wanted to go to sleep and that I really wanted to be alone, but he didn't listen to me. He came into my room and started kissing me. I didn't know what to do because I knew he was going to get super pissed if I'd said no, just like the time when I had let go of his hand. When he asked for sex, I told him I didn't want to have sex, and he kept asking me why, and he started being really mean and started telling me how I'm young and I didn't know what I really want, and I forgot what else he said, but he kept saying really weird stuff. He even told me how he doesn't understand why I don't want to have sex with him, and I also remember him saying I want you over and over and over again, which is weird. He really wouldn't leave my room, and he told me that he wasn't going to leave until I had sex with him. When I told him I was going to go to sleep and I was really wanted him out of my room, he started doing sexual stuff by himself, which made me feel super uncomfortable. After that, he went on his phone and finally decided to leave my room. But when he left my room, he told me he was going to take my keys with him so he could come back anytime. I told him over and over, but he wouldn't listen to me, and he ran back to his room with my keys. Then I told him nicely that I really needed it back because I needed to go to the bathroom and the lights weren't working. All the electricity stopped without the key. He finally gave it back to me. He told me I was acting like a psycho and I needed to learn how to chill.
What a dick.
I'm not going to read the rest because I'm just getting too fucking angry.
Read the rest of it.
I'm not going to read the rest. If you fucking see this cunt around when I'm around, please let me know. Please let me know. There's more to that story. There's a lot more to that story from that girl and other girls. This is a guy who has started a festival on the same dates as our festival in Thailand this year and called it the Chiang Mai Vegan Festival. This guy's not a fucking vegan. He's a fucking fake. He's a predator. This is what you girls got to learn, alright? This is what you really got to learn. There's cunts out there who aren't who they pretend they are. And not in a, like a... It's not a Gordon Ramsay style thing. There's people out there who are legit like, oh, I'm so nice and that, but they're really fucking dark, evil people. And you girls need to learn how to read that. And if any motherfucker does anything ever that you don't want, there's a big difference between hitting on someone and like just fucking manipulating him and preying on him and shit like that. There's a big fucking difference between just being a bit sleazy and tacky to being a sexual predator who targets the victims. There's a big difference to that. So I'm really sorry that this has happened at our event under our noses, and I'll do my best to make sure this sort of thing never ever happens at any potluck I'm involved with or any vegan festival I'm involved with. If you ever have issues, what's that?
Was that the Bali festival?
But it started
Yeah.
It started at our festival.
Yeah.
And this guy, this jack fuck, he basically sent messages to everyone saying, oh, during on a free you're lying, come to my event. And I take that really personally. I take a lot of things personally here. And I feel really bad this has happened. And I'm going to do everything I can to make it better.